What's going on? YouTube, Twitch. Did you miss us? We're
Thought we
back.
weren't gonna be back. We are back. We are Chords v Plugs.
It's been a
He
little
is
bit.
Blizzard81. I am Big Red 773. And if you are still listening to this broadcast, you are the resistance.
What's going on out there? We got a lot to talk about today.
A lot to catch up on. Been an interesting month and a half. Different schedules, new schedules, you know, a lot of life that needed to get in order. But we have Fridays penciled in. So after we get caught up on everything that we need to talk about, everything that we've missed, hopefully the next show we will be caught up, and this will just be a regular thing, Friday.
Yeah, we're pretty sure we got it dialed in now. We're gonna do Fridays between 2 and 3 p.m. every Friday. We're gonna get consistent on that ass. We've been talking about it for quite a while, but now we think we got it figured out.
Until something happens at work, and then they need to take Fridays from me as well. But we'll deal with that as it comes.
But barring any unforeseen circumstances, this is where we'll be. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share to Discords. I will, here, Red, I'll share your Twitter so we can...
I'll just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. We got a lot to cover, and not sure if we're going to have the time to get through everything.
Yeah, no, this is definitely going to be an abridged version. I know when tweeting a lot of this stuff, I had definitely planned on having more time to go into each and every one of it, but best I can. San Francisco wants to pay people to not shoot others. Some are calling it cash for criminals. I think that this is fucking genius. You know, basically, a lot of places already have like concealed carry cards, stuff like that. You know, we could have the separate debate on, the constitutionality of those, but actually thinking about this, and okay, you get your concealed carry card, and you don't drop a body. So like basically every time you pull out your gun or use your gun, a lawful person that uses his weapon is going to stick around. They're going to you know what I'm saying? They're going to, do the right thing. They're going to talk to the police. They're going to fucking do everything that fucking, that they're that required or responsible to do. So you use your weapon and it turns out that it's an unlawful way, you get a fucking hole punched. And
two hole punches, right?
Yeah, exactly. And after X amount, you're done. But on the other hand, sort of like a safe driving discount, you go X amount of time with no hole punches. Why shouldn't you be fucking rewarded? I think that is actual criminals in the streets, actual motherfuckers that are out there doing dirty deeds would be more inclined to not pull the trigger if they're going to reap a reward from it. I don't know. What do you think about that?
It's an interesting idea. I've warmed up to it a little bit more just in private conversations that you and I have had on this subject in particular, but I'm still kind of on the fence.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, there's definitely kinks to be worked out. It's definitely not foolproof right now, just me brainstorming it. But what we're doing now isn't working. So, fuck it.
I could definitely agree there. It's definitely not working the way it's set up right now.
Damn, sort of sad we missed out on this one. Justin Trudeau gave out a phone number for everybody to fucking text him while he was on, touring Canada. We sort of missed the opportunity. I wanted to try to text Trudeau on this podcast. I don't know if that number's still going to work anymore, but we're back. We're back on Fridays. So yeah, they're going to pay criminals not to shoot people? What the fuck does that even mean? It means you're paying everybody for following the law, for doing what they're supposed to do. I don't think there's any greater incentive than that. And if you know people, and you know that's true. September 1st, AOC raised $26K for cash in Texas abortion fund on her Instagram live during a tornado warning while enlightening viewers on the borders. Does Abuela know about this?
Abuela has no idea. I could almost guarantee it.
I gotta remember to go to the other screen on the talk.
Hey, May. Thanks for joining us. What's up, Buckeye?
I'm gonna put AOC on blast again because this tweet by her sort of got to me. She's basically talking down on the, so New York is fucking flooded. I forgot what fucking hurricane this was, but basically she's talking down on this dude going out and getting his bag. Everybody else is choosing to stay home, choosing not to work, for, maybe a valid reason because of this flood. But don't talk shit to the guy that sees opportunity and probably made $5 fucking grand that day being the only guy out there delivering food.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember back in the day in the neighborhood that we grew up in, or that I grew up in, there used to be real bad flooding on one in particular intersection. And as a kid, we'd all get together, 5 or 6 of us, and we'd go out there and push cars out all day, make a ton of money. I don't know. It's like yeah, everybody wants to criticize people for getting out there and getting their hustle on. It's like criticism. Yeah, I guess yeah. Her criticizing is her hustle. You know what I mean?
How many people, did this guy potentially deliver food to that had nothing in the house? People that had no other option to eat. I just don't think these fucking people think.
May in the chat says that isn't she criticizing those who order, not the delivery driver?
Yeah, but I mean, if you need food, what are you gonna do? Starve, you unvaccinated fucks. We're gonna starve this virus out.
I threw up the Discord link in the chats. I'm not sure if you on your stream if it allows links yet. I don't know if you went through that.
No, yeah, I didn't fix that. I can go in and I think I got to post one from a browser, but I think I can do it that way. Yeah, Supreme Court won't halt Texas law banning most abortions, and I think we're going to get into where I was banned by Cerno shortly. So I've been actually waiting to dig into this. Yeah, sentencing some of these humans to woke institutionalization. I don't think it's going to work out the way Texas thinks it's going to work out. And I know we were talking about that a little bit last episode.
This is obviously it's a wedge issue, hot button issue, the Texas abortion law, and it was stopped for a short period of time and then restarted shortly after that. This is one of those things that actually read and I don't necessarily agree on, but there are productive conversations happening because of it. I mean, it's pretty shitty that this is why the productive conversations are happening, but they're happening,
I try to make all my conversations productive. Unlike, the bleeding heart, fucking good guys out there on the left, they got to scream at you and bully you into falling in line with them. But I mean, so we all agree, we can all agree that the woke institutions, the woke mob is running our education systems, running basically all the institutions right now, correct?
definitely leaning left, leaning woke in most major institutions.
So is it really a good idea to sentence these humans to be institutionalized by such woke mob?
Yeah, on that point, I personally haven't heard of any attention being paid to post-birth services and infrastructure. So
Absolutely not. You know, they'll love to throw it in face, you know, that life begins at conception or at a heartbeat. But the second that motherfucker's born, or hell, even 18, maybe 16 in some states, you know, the sacredity of life, you know, it's over. It's over as soon as you're a fucking teenager. Lock them
right,
up, death sentence, you know.
right, or in this
It's
case, as soon as they leave the birth canal.
exactly, yeah. In a lot of cases, as soon as they leave the fucking birth canal. Exactly.
It's it's just one of those things, man. You know, it's like it's a coin flip as far as pro-life, pro-choice across our country. So it's gonna lead to some pretty heated debates or heated conversations.
Chasing ghosts. Something that I say quite a bit on here, that the Republican Party is stuck chasing ghosts, and they're just going to get left further and further behind this century. Chasing, you know, trying to reclaim past losses and shit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, even aside from this point in particular, it really does ring true that the Republicans need to join the rest of our country in the 21st century at this point.
Pregnancy mandates are an attack on liberty. They're unconstitutional. I was going in. I was trying to get all the heat. And the only heat I ended up getting was from Cerno, which is fucking hilarious. Fake enlightened fuck.
Cerno's been also hit or miss for me for the last couple of months.
Look at all this infrastructure. Was Buttigieg on fucking maternity leave when all this was going on too?
Yeah, I haven't seen Secretary Pete in quite a while. Ever since he pulled that bicycle out of his trunk and rode the half a block to his speech.
I never got an answer on that. I was wondering if anybody was checking on the nursing homes when everything was flooding and people were getting like fucking floodwater coming out of their toilets. I never got an answer on that.
Thanks for the follow too, May. We appreciate that. Welcome
Here we go.
to the Chords V Plugs podcast.
Did anybody check on the nursing homes?
Look at that. Beautiful.
Here we go. America. It's sort of what it feels like right now.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Look at that. That's pretty representative about how a lot of people feel about this current state of affairs. May in the chat says, "I'll be the resident annoying lefty."
That's fine.
That's perfect. See, Red, me and Red are not, we don't see politics the same way. He's kind of more left. I'm kind of more right. So that's kind of the way this podcast is set up. But yeah, we're accepting of everybody. Everybody's input matters.
I consider myself epitome of.
What'd you say, Red? You broke up.
I said I consider myself the epitome of a centrist. I am the definition of it. At least that's how I consider myself. And I know you were calling me what black pilled for a while,
Yeah.
and I have to disagree with that because I preach more hope than anything else. But
Yeah, I
at the
think
at
I
the
meant
same time, I don't try to say let's go head to head with the powers that be, because yeah, we will get drone strike to oblivion, but we can win a certain way. We can win fucking peacefully. We can win without firing a shot. So I think I'm going to coin the term gray pill because I don't see that went out there yet, and yeah, the most fitting for me
gray
because I'm
pilled.
definitely not
Yeah.
all fucking doom and gloom. Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Oh yeah. When I describe you as black pilled, I think I mean in regards to our current political situation. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I do believe that things are possibly the worst possible scenario, but at the same time, there's fucking hope, and it can all be fixed like that. Otherwise, none of this censorship, any of this bullshit, deplatforming, none of that would be necessary if there was no hope and if it wasn't as simple as communicating.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I could agree with you there.
So yeah,
Welcome to the
Pozo,
stream, John HD. So wobbly, Alpha Dreas. Appreciate you guys stopping through.
Pozo thinks Texas is looks like a good place to raise a family. Until the humans sentenced to live in these woke institutions grew up to be voters dependent on the welfare state,
Yeah, this
and
is
they flip Texas from the inside.
yeah, you've been pretty consistent on that idea. You've been saying that since you heard originally about this Texas law.
One of the January 6th guys got out of jail and was banned from the internet. And they caught him accessing the internet and they locked him up. I just think this story's so fucking insane. Man jailed for accessing fucking internet. Yikes, man. What are we doing?
Yeah, that makes me think of a lot of the post trial services where people say you can't be I can't think of the right way, the right verbiage, but where you can't interact with felons. And it's like, does that count for over the internet as well?
Do you know how many felons there are roaming around out there?
Especially on the interweb?
Biden believes it's a woman's body and it's her choice. So much for birthing people. That lasted about a month.
Yeah, it kind of it goes back and forth. They remember when it's appropriate sometimes, and then other times it doesn't matter as much.
Hypocrites everywhere. Everywhere.
That's a pretty funny meme. I haven't seen that one. Pray for Texas women.
So we're supposed to be okay with the mass murder of babies because those babies could grow up to be Democrats? You're a sick person. If that's the way you want to take it. Banning
Looks
abortion
like
in
you got your
Texas.
outrage there, huh?
Yep, I got some. Banning abortion in Texas is counterproductive to the future of a conservative Texas. If you support turning Texas blue in one generation and increasing the welfare state, then this is for you. It's pretty fucking simple if you stop and think, look at examples, real life examples happening all around us right now, and see what happens. These blue cities with all these fucking social programs. What happens? More and more people are fucking. Each generation are fucking reliant on these systems, dependent on these systems, and it just builds the machine. So you better be sure the outcome is what you want it to be.
What is this?
Veritas flooded. I remember that.
Yeah, we're gonna go through these news stories fairly quickly and catch
This
up.
shit was funny. I gotta play this one because this shit
My
was
father
fucking funny.
always said it is a man's job, a father's job, to make sure his daughter never becomes a Hooters girl. Unfortunately, my father didn't do his job and he abandoned me when I was 12. So hoot, bitch!
I want to point out that many fatherless kids do not make it to such an esteemed organization as Hooters. So,
Hoot, bitch.
yeah. A lot of these kids being born into Texas aren't going to make it to Hooters. I'll let you know that. You could take that straight to the fucking bank.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they only have a certain amount of positions open. Hoot, bitch.
Noam Chomsky calling for the unvaccinated to be isolated. Luckily, we've already got a plan for that, nominating the Great Pacific Garbage Patch as the future site of the unvaccinated reservation.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're ready for that. Boom.
So Wobbly in chat says, a blind man never fears a gun pointed at his head.
But he does fear footsteps.
There
And
it
here's
is.
the Nobel Peace Prize awardment for ivermectin.
Yeah, in 2015. Yeah, wasn't that for some kind of virus that like sets in behind people's eyes?
Oh, this is you.
Really wild.
Oh yeah, New Zealand police following extremist who stabbed 6 and yet did nothing. Way to go, New Zealand FBI. Good thing that maniac didn't have access to a gun and killed 20 people. And if those 20 people had guns, any one of them could have saved all of their lives.
Yeah, there was a pretty similar story a couple of days ago with somebody with a bow and arrow.
Yes, sir.
Very similar, where he avoided being arrested and then continued hitting people with arrows. What up, J Freak?
So yeah,
Netflix said, first of all, I own that bow and arrow legally.
They were injured. Had they been able to defend their own lives with a firearm, they never would have had the chance because the assailant would have shot them down first. 60 seconds to stab 6 people or 60 seconds to shoot 100 rounds. Yeah, some motherfuckers just move the goalpost so quick. And now we're talking about a hypothetical where the same guy that just stabbed people has a gun instead. None of this happened. Motherfuckers going through life with blinders on, completely unaware of the silent killer silverware. I think we've talked about that.
People just completely overlook the million plus cases where defensive use of firearms happens every single year, man. Every year. Million.
Fun fact. The word abortion.
J Freak says, well, if he had an alien blaster, it would have been the end of us all.
The word abortion appears nowhere in the U.S. Constitution. Back then, the right to bear arms covered it. In 2 ways. Probably not just the way you're all thinking, you sick fucks.
Tenflix in chat says, bring him in. If we do open after the news, he likes talking with you and you're never around.
For sure. Hopefully we can get a lot of this get through this so we can do that. Oh yeah, definitely getting close to the Cerno incident. From shit in the streets to back alley abortions. People moving from California to Texas to try to turn it blue, leaving shit in the streets to back alley abortions. Actually, I might end up playing this now because I was asking you if you ever went back and listened to it. I ended up posting this old clip from us talking back in like fucking August, and a lot of this shit fucking came fucking true. So why don't we fucking do that? Or is it not gonna fucking work? Will it play here? Fuck yeah, it will.
In my eyes, this guy was a sexual abuser that was trying to kidnap his children and steal a car. All
Well,
at the same time.
I don't know if you want to
You
look
talking
at it
about
and like it
Jacob
or not,
Blake?
but pedos flourished when the last time Biden was in office. So it looks like it's going to be the renaissance of fucking pedos again.
Yeah, they're already trying in California.
Oh, it's exactly. They fucking passed that shit in
Did
fucking.
they pass it? It passed?
I haven't checked, but fucking, I they no doubt passed it.
I know that they didn't get away with the Equal Rights Amendment, where they get rid of the rules that they fought for in the 60s to get. They were trying to change things so that, in their eyes, what they were trying to do was say that black people can get a job before white people. Like, you can give a black person a job simply based on them being black.
All right, it was SB 145. I'm checking to see what it is right now.
And they didn't
yes.
pass the one that I was talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm looking to see if they fucking
Yeah, it passed. Yeah, I definitely want to know that. That's clutch. Like you said, register your guns, but not your pedos.
Yeah, no, it passed, dude. That shit's real. That shit's real. It absolutely passed.
Did it really?
Oh, that shit been passed. Yeah, dude. That shit was real. It's been passed. You don't have to register your sex offenders, but you got to register your guns.
That's ass backwards.
Oh, what's the and you also do not have to fucking show ID to vote.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
This is America.
You could have a pedo living right next door to your kids and not even know it because he didn't register.
No, he's not a pedo. He's not a pedo. He's just a 26-year-old that fucked a 16-year-old.
No, I'm just saying.
Some of them. Just some of them.
Or even better, he's just a 22-year-old that fucked a 12-year-old.
Oh my god.
Or you could go much thicker than that. He's just somebody that took advantage of took advantage of the trust of a fucking family member and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Or real sick, you know, as sick as you want to fucking imagine.
He's a 17-year-old that had sex with a 7-year-old.
It's out there.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like 14 is where they stopped at. Not in my world.
Nope.
But that inanimate object is evil. That's what's evil. That's what's terrible.
Like, I will say there will be a civil war if anybody ever plans on making that their stance. You know what I mean?
Well, hey, does anybody know the ratings for cuties?
Even my girl will go out strapped up for that one.
Does she know the ratings for cuties?
The ratings for cuties?
How many people are watching that shit? If you've watched it, lock them up. Should start that fucking movement. If you've seen cuties, lock them up.
Like, yeah. I haven't watched the whole movie. Like, I saw articles about it. I saw a lot of friends was posting about it. So
I think it's a show, not a movie.
It's a what?
Is it just a movie?
Yeah, it's just a movie.
I thought it was a show.
No, it's a movie.
Because I checked out like 2 minutes of it just to see what the hype was about. And the 2 minutes that I saw was fucking
sick fuck.
I just want to see what the hype was about. Because I didn't hear, I never heard of this movie or nothing. So
I feel both of you on that one because I didn't watch it, but part of me did want to see it to see if it was bad. But if it was bad, I was gonna feel bad.
I saw the ads. I saw the ads, dude. The ads were enough. The ads were fucking enough.
I didn't even see the ads. I just saw like two minutes of that movie, and that fucking disgusted me.
I saw fucking dude, microseconds of fucking clips, for the fucking ads. I'm just like, oh hell no, are you serious?
Yeah,
This is what you're doing with our money. Jesus Christ.
I took Wes's word for it. He told me that he saw a couple minutes of it and he was disgusted. So,
oh yeah,
I just took his word for it.
Because when I went,
I believe it.
I went to go select the movie. I fast forward and I just stopped just to see what the hell was going on. This black girl was teaching these other girls how to like twerk and shit like that. And they sitting there trying to learn how to twerk. And
the black boys like it when you do it like this.
She's sitting there patting the other girls on the ass and shit like that. But the most disgusting part was at the end. Okay, so each girl had their own little dance solo. And at the end, the very last girl that danced had these little shorts on. As she turned to walk away, the camera zoomed in on her ass as she went to walk away. I'm like, what the fuck was that about? Like,
it's that bad? It's literally that bad? They did the pedo cam?
Yeah.
I confused this clip with the last Republican president clip, but still very well on point. And basically, Netflix hasn't really fucking backed up off the fucking pedo shit. Everything on Netflix is either vampires or pedos. They might be trying to tell us something.
Vampires, yeah. Tenflix says Civil War is just 355 million of us beating the dog shit out of like a couple thousand sick fucks. Ghost Queen, thanks for the follow. Welcome.
Afghan evacuation raises concerns about child trafficking, and that's why I had to bring up the old Biden pedo renaissance posts from before the election. Talked about that November 9th, 2020.
Yeah, there've been a few cases as far as the Afghan refugees
Joe
go.
Biden has imported a human rights catastrophe. None of these people were vetted, but we fucking know that and how that fucking works.
Yeah, Jay Freak, we were talking about the Cuties, the movie.
Oh, that fucking meme was great. Fucking give this one some love. I love this fucking movie. I love this fucking scene as well. It's fucking great.
Ghost Queen in chat said, I watched like 10 minutes and I felt like I was going on a list.
Yeah. I think you should be if you ever even clicked on it.
Like how you called out Wes.
Congress will just create the money needed to make the system whole from general funds, which is essentially what has been happening anyway since the system began spending it more than it took. Here is your reminder that none of this is real, none of this matters, so don't stress out, enjoy the fucking ride. None of this shit is real.
It's all an illusion.
This one was good. Tom Selleck says Jesus Christ is responsible for all of his successes in life. Jesus wants you to get a reverse mortgage. How does Jesus feel about reverse mortgages, Tom? If I ever get to meet him, I'll ask his mustache that question.
Hell of a mustache it is.
I also, big ass solar farms here eating up fucking a shit ton of fucking landscape. And I do predict they will be cutting down trees to build solar farms in the future. Possibly the near future.
Tenflix says Tom Selleck is Jesus in this joke, by the way. He said, no way Tom Selleck would sign off on a stash so sexual. That's a man of Satan. Just oozing sexuality with such a mustache.
Pope claims climate change is a cry from the earth and an immediate and urgent matter of survival. Why doesn't the Pope just like pray really, really hard? Right?
Come on, Pope. Come on, Francis. You got this. Nuclear is based. Fuck solar.
Nah, nuclear ain't that based, man. The fucking oceans are still fucked from that fucking plant that got rocked by the fucking hurricane, man. It is not safe when nuclear fucks up, it fucks up bad. You know, like
a lot of the technology in use right now is about 40 years old, though. I mean, nuclear technology has taken huge steps. We just don't build the new ones. We actually shut down the older ones.
Well, there's definitely fucking things that can be done in the meantime while innovation is made. I certainly don't I don't think nuclear is where the fuck it's at just fucking yet.
Yeah, I mean, basically what we're waiting on is literally innovation. We're waiting on some big new invention for power storage, and then things are going to get much different.
Like simple things that we can fucking do right now that I wish, fucking climate commander fucking Greta Thunberg would fucking perhaps focus on instead of just whining. There's real shit we can do. We produce so much fucking garbage in this fucking country. So much unnecessary fucking packaging. Shit, paper towels alone fucking drive me fucking crazy. This is not a paper towel house. We use a fucking rag and we throw that thing in the fucking washing machine. We could make damn near all fucking packaging fucking biodegradable or you know what I'm saying? A hemp cellophane, biodegradable fucking hemp cellophane. Get rid of fucking cardboard. Just alleviating the processes of making that shit and disposing that shit would already make everything so fucking greener, besides the paper that you're not fucking using.
Just true. We're a convenience-based fucking consumer class here.
Real fucking climate change solutions that we can fucking tackle right fucking now, but I don't know. It's gonna hit too many people's pocketbooks.
In the chat here, Wobbly says, "Looks like the iron battery is coming." I haven't heard very much about that. I'd be super interested to read some more about it, Wobbly. If you want to throw some sources up.
Yeah, throw some of that in the Discord as well.
Here, I'll throw a link to our Discord if anybody wants to get more involved behind the scenes. We're very active in the Discord.
Rutgers student banned from online classes because he isn't vaccinated. Science, ladies and gentlemen. Science.
I did read a little bit into this story, and I think there was more. I think J Freak actually was talking to somebody in one of the Discords about it. If you're still here, J Freak. But I believe there was a little bit more to that story than just the headline too. But still, online classes. Come on, man.
Oh, we're starting to get closer to the vaccine mandate. I'm once again asking, especially with fucking Germany yesterday banning people from the fucking from the grocery stores now.
Yeah, I saw that.
I am once again asking if the unvaccinated ghetto will be near the HIV positive ghetto. Asking for a friend. Oh, here's a good one too. I'm glad I found this one. First, they came for the landlords. I did not speak up because I don't own land. Then they came for crypto. I did not speak up because I do not hold crypto. Then they came for the unvaccinated. I did not speak up because I am unvaccinated. And then there was, of course, nobody left to speak up for me.
Wobbly did throw up a link in the chat here. I'm going to copy it into the Discord so you could see it too, Red. Throw it in research links.
Birthing people have the right to make decisions about their own bodies, and it's not negotiable. Except for state-mandated injections.
Yeah, Wobbly, I know you're especially in that area of study, in the batteries and the storage and all that. I definitely appreciate that you do dig for stuff.
As soon as we started inching closer and closer to dates, I pointed out that the perpetrators thought themselves righteous during the first Trail of Tears as well. And the crazier that my stuff might seem, it's getting closer and closer to being fucking reality. Shit that I say just to make people think, to pause and think, keeps on fucking happening. And at this point, I won't be surprised if this being one of my crazier fucking things, basically just saying to provoke thought, ends up becoming reality somewhere in the fucking world. History does repeat itself. That's a fucking trend that you cannot deny.
Tenflix in the chat said, HIV ghetto has its flaws, but if you're smart, it's a lot of fun.
Half of unvaccinated U.S. citizens live in households that make less than $50K a year. Taking away their jobs, their livelihoods
That'll fix it.
Go well. Yeah, that's going to go real well. Taking away their private landlords and replacing them with the corpos, I'm sure that's going to go well too. Corporate landlords will be much more lenient than your private landlord. Yeah, I was going hard on that Trail of Tears one. Biden announced that the Postal Service will be exempt from the vaccine mandate. It's calling mail the new smallpox blanket.
Mail is the new smallpox blanket because of the unvaccinated postal carriers.
Well, honestly, now it's probably, it's looking more and more like the vaccinated ones are seem to be spreading it far more than anybody else. So one way or the fucking smallpox. You have your home and you don't know how many vaccinated hands are touching your before they drop it off.
It makes you wonder when this narrative is going to actually take a turn, and when people are going to start claiming that the vaccinated are putting the unvaccinated at risk.
Yeah, the 9/11 anniversary.
My pet goat, right?
Yeah, I love that fucking quote. Fool me. The fucked up GW quote too. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, get fooled again. And I think that I wish it was true. I wish a lot of these low information fucking voters could not get fooled again because they fucking for it. They fucking fell for the uniparty all over again. Like, we've already done this. We've done this recently. I'm not that old. I feel old as fuck, but I'm not that fucking old. And You know, just so many people out there with the memories of fucking goldfish. They just don't want to know. Yeah, I mean, we're we basically have the same administration all over again. You know, we have the bumbling idiot in the fucking White House. We've already fucking done this. We're never going to be able to move forward and make actual progress if we just keep doing the same shit over and over and over.
There's a lot of
But
truth to that.
here's a little bit of wholesome.
You know, it happens so often. I walk down the street and someone 20 or 30 or 40 years old will come up to me and say, "You are Mr. Rogers, aren't you?" And then they tell me about growing up with the neighborhood and how they're passing on to the children they know what they found to be important in our television work. Like expressing their feelings through music and art and dance and sports and drama and computers and writing, and invariably we end our little time together with a hug. I'm just so proud of all of you who have grown up with us, and I know how tough it is some days to look with hope and confidence on the months and years ahead. But I would like to tell you what I often told you when you were much younger. I like you just the way you are. And what's more, I'm so grateful to you for helping the children in your life to know that you'll do everything you can to keep them safe and to help them express their feelings in ways that will bring healing in many different neighborhoods. It's such a good feeling to know that we're lifelong friends.
I like to listen to that from time to time. As wholesome as it gets. I think
What do we got
motherfuckers
now in that place?
people
Who
need
takes
to.
up Mr. Rogers' time slot these days?
Yeah, I have no idea. But I think people need to remember who they were, who their younger selves were, who they wanted to be, and who they needed.
Daniel Tiger. That's like Peppa Pig.
It's like a fucking movie.
Ryan's Toy Review, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Daniel Tiger's basically Mr. Rogers without Mr. Rogers now.
Oh, did she block me too? Or did
Who's
she
that?
did she leave Facebook?
Might have just
Yeah.
deleted that tweet. Oh no.
Page doesn't exist. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. 26 out of the 27 scientists who wrote letter in the Lancet Medical Journal trashing the theory that COVID-19 leaked from a Chinese lab have links to Wuhan researchers. Nine out of 10 scientists shill. So your Chords V Plugs PSA. Boris Johnson will announce that this week that he is scrapping plans to require the vaccine passports. Sharon's here pointing out that we were out Americaned again.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that going on. They're talking about that the union actions in Italy right now. Italy, apparently they said they're going to bring the government to its knees or something along those lines with sick outs.
It's going to be interesting. Those unvaccinated ghettos and Trail of Tears are closer than they appear. They are children of the same foul spirit, and it is our continuing duty to confront them. GW, referring to grandmas in Washington, D.C. on a certain day.
Yeah, I saw that. Very interesting speech from Mr. George Bush.
On Basilian, jet fuel can melt steel beams. So who soaked Building 7 in jet fuel?
Is this Building 7 didn't kill itself?
Yeah. Well, I scrolled past that one. I think everybody should know by now that Building 7 did not fucking kill itself. Oh, the Mouse Utopia. This we definitely have to fucking watch.
The work of Dr. John Calhoun at the National Institute of Health in Washington, D.C. has attempted to answer this question. In a unique experiment that took years to complete, Dr. Calhoun used white mice to study population growth and its effects on individual behavior. In addition to his renowned research papers, he has recorded some of these observations on film. In this 16-cell mouse habitat, utopian conditions of nutrition, comfort, and housing were provided for a potential population of over 3,000 mice. Yet, in spite of ideal conditions, the mouse population met with catastrophe. Individuals were kept track of by color markings on their fur. Factors which normally control population growth, such as predation by owls or cats, were eliminated. Transmissible disease was also reduced. In effect, the mouse universe simulated the present situation of a continually expanding population of humans. To see how Dr. Calhoun's mouse universe grew, we'll use the familiar population graph again. Within the first 100 days, the mice went through the period Dr. Calhoun called strive. This was a period of adjustment. Territories were established and nests were made.
The music in this is too
The
much.
next period lasted about 250 days. The population of the mice doubled every 60
For
days.
Algernon.
This was called the exploit period.
Oh, look at them kissing.
The use of resources became unequal. Although each living unit was identical in structure and opportunities, more food and water was consumed in some areas. As the population increased, most mice associated eating and drinking with the presence of others, and crowding developed in certain units. The third period, consisting of 300 days, found the population of mice leveling off. This was called the equilibrium period. Dr. Calhoun noticed that the newer generations of young were inhibited, since most space was already socially defined. At this time, some unusual behavior became noticeable. Violence became prevalent. Excess males strived for acceptance, were rejected, and withdrew. Huddling together, they would exhibit brief flurries of violence among themselves. The effects of violence became increasingly visible. Certain individuals became targets of repeated attack. These individuals would have badly chewed and scarred tails. Other young mice growing into adulthood exhibited an even different type of behavior. Dr. Calhoun called these individuals the beautiful ones. Their time was devoted solely to grooming, eating, and sleeping. They never involved themselves with others, engaged in sex, nor would they fight. all appeared as a beautiful exhibit of the species, with keen, alert eyes and a healthy, well-kept body. These mice, however, could not cope with unusual stimuli. Though they looked inquisitive, they were, in fact, very stupid. Dr. Calhoun called the last period the die phase, leading the population into extinction. Although the mouse utopia could house 3,000, the population began to decline at 2,200. In the shift from the equilibrium to the die phase, each animal became less aware of associates, despite all animals being pushed closer together. Dr. Calhoun concluded that the mice could not effectively deal with the repeated contact of so many individuals. The evidence of violence increased to the point where most individuals had had their tails bitten to some degree. Eventually, the entire mouse population perished. Dr. Calhoun's experiment is a classic example of a typical population and its growth when left unchecked. Research in this area continues under his supervision. Currently, Dr. James Hill has taken the basics of the Calhoun experiment to study social behavior even more closely. In his experiment, rats are used instead of mice. Healthy individuals are selected to start the population. The rats are anesthetized so that Dr. Hill can perform a minor operation necessary to the success of his experiments. A small electromagnetic encapsulated device is implanted into every rat. This small unit enables sensing devices to keep track of the movement and position of each individual in the population. After surgery, the rats are introduced to their new multi-leveled home, all at the same time. The rats immediately begin to explore their new environment prior to organizing territories and nesting. Dr. Hill will trace how individuals move about in crowded situations. This movement is followed by tubular sensing devices. Every time a rat enters or passes through a tube, the unit detects and registers its presence. This constant movement is monitored by computer. Nesting activity is also studied. Dr. Hill has observed that the larger the population, the less care a mother gives to her nest and young. The same type of individuals that resulted in the mouse utopia are also emerging in the rat population. There are aggressives, asocials, and outcasts. Though these studies use animals, the findings about population growth and individual behavior are being closely compared to our own human population. Like all populations that have existed on this planet, many researchers believe that the human race has reached a crucial point in the exploit phase, a point where important decisions must be made and careful planning implemented if we are to survive. The study of plant and animal populations helps us to make decisions.
That's wild. I think the music made it so much more dramatic.
Yeah, I don't want to be thought anybody to think that I'm advocating the population control aspect of it. It's not the case at all. Basically, we need to address these psychological fucking effects of our fucking society that obviously are provable and fucking repeatable. I'd also like to ask Agent Poso, why did his God make us behave like rats and mice? He's created in this godlike image, supposedly. Why are we just like everything else on this fucking planet? Animals.
I like your comment there. Pity the beautiful ones. It's like they were the most attractive, but they were really dumb.
Oh, they forgot how to live. They forgot how to fucking procreate. They forgot how to get food. They were completely fucking lost, you know? They're up in their ivory towers separated from the world and you know, lost their I don't know what would be the equivalent of a mouse's humanity, their mouse sanity.
Mouse Sandy.
Well, we very well may be
Vermanity.
living in a mouse utopia.
The vermanity of it all.
Very fucking thought provoking, man. A lot of that make me think.
Yeah, it is super thought provoking, but it, you know, I wonder how much of it is actually relevant to humanity. You know what I mean?
I think quite a bit. The mice started to associate sort of like a Pavlov's dog aspect of they associated groups of people with food, eating and drinking, and prosperity. How could you say that that's not the case with the way people are not just flooding into this country, but you know the way people are packed into cities? You know, the camps in California. Tell me that it's not exactly what's happening large scale with us right now.
Yeah, I mean there may be parallels. I don't know.
I think it's evident that basically, you know, this wasn't like, you know, this wasn't a mouse experiment. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an animal experiment. I say that any species that you put in there in that same experiment in those same conditions, that is going to be the fucking result. Overcrowd a fish tank.
Yeah, no,
They're
I've
gonna
seen
start
that firsthand.
Yeah, it's not the animal side that's it's this is what happens when you do what we are doing.
My girlfriend once won a goldfish from a carnival and put it in a fish tank that with how many fish were in the fish tank, babe? Like 10 or 15 other fish. And that one carnival fish ate every single one of the fish inside that fish tank. Yeah, over the course of a year, just methodically went through and ate everything. Like the serial killer of fish.
I've seen it. We're not so different.
Tenflix just commented. He said, the issue in Calhoun's experiment wasn't determinant of an overpopulation issue. He effectively created an environment where warlords thrived and isolated everyone else. So yeah, that would also be bad if we did that.
That's also what we have done and are doing.
Never trust carnies. True.
This is what happens, you know? This is just, it seems to be what happens.
Yeah. This is kind of the thinking behind. I know you and I have had this conversation before of like, is utopia achievable? And part of me thinks that like we should like, no, it's not, but we should continue to try because it isn't.
The definition, you know what I mean? The definition of utopia is unattainable. It's not based in reality.
Yeah.
You know, it will never be perfect here. But utopia, to me, it's a matter of perspective. And, you know, what's utopia for me, it might not be for you, but it could be things could be a lot better than they are. We all could be fucking happy and comfortable. You know, we might not all be living in a fucking mansion, 17 acres, but we could all probably live very fucking well and take care of everybody. And it would, in a sense, be a utopia. Exactly. It's not going to be everybody's fucking views of heaven. It's going to be a little bit more based in fucking reality. Rest in peace, Norm.
Norm was a real one.
Fucking that one wrecked me.
You're breaking up a little bit, Red.
I wonder why. Oh, you know why? Because it's what I said. I don't know if you heard what I said. That would be why I broke up. They got him. Yeah,
Yeah, that'll do
it. You know what I said. Oh yeah, speaking of we've done this all before. You guys remember I was actually thinking about this morning before I fucking jumped on the show. You guys remember drone striking hospitals and funerals and schools? All the shit that, we were all fooled once on. Well, I wouldn't say we all. A lot of people were fooled once on. And how fucking quickly we're right here, right back where we fucking were a decade ago. Just
Yeah. And not just that, but like with the
chasing our
pullout of
fucking tails.
Afghanistan, we're being told now that our over the horizon capabilities are good enough where we don't need people there, right? What does over the horizon capabilities mean? Like drone strikes, right? Like, dude, I don't know. I don't really want to get into that right now, but
Business is booming. Invest in
Booming.
Raytheon if you're a piece of shit. Nancy Pelosi. I wonder. I gotta check her portfolio tracker, see how much Raytheon she's got. Biden wants to vaccinate 70% of the world population in 1 year. Pfizer subscription service. When they start fucking talking about the boosters, stuff that we've been talking about for months. So you're going to be taking these shots for the rest of your fucking life. And after your 5th booster, we'll throw in this magnificent set of steak knives, absolutely free.
yeah, Jay Freak in chat says our last drone strike created a new terrorist cell. What did Ron Paul always talk about? Blowback or something? Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, it's very simple, man. Violence begets violence. Well, we're running around over there fighting terrorists and fighting terrorists and terrorism. All we were doing was in turn is creating terrorists and terrorism, future enemies. Growing up on the streets of Chicago, well, you'll learn this lesson for yourselves if you're wise enough to fucking, self-reflect and to get off a path. It's much, a lot of people do run around making fucking enemies every fucking day, but it is much easier in life, to go through life with a fucking smile, to have friends than having to worry about somebody from 5, 6 or more years ago coming after your ass. Shit's stressful. It's weighing. Better hope you don't forget a face.
Yeah, the blowback doesn't require the drone aspect. Occupation also does create terrorists. True. Nobody's arguing for us to be in Afghanistan anymore.
But the way they fucking abandoned ship, though.
Yeah, the way it happened is where the contention lies.
302 children shot in Chicago as of September 14th. 214 have died from COVID. It's just,
and this number has gone up daily since then.
Oh yeah. So it's probably
on the
a
left.
couple.
The number on the left.
Yeah. The number on the left is way higher now. We probably should look that up and revisit that. Geneticists plan to resurrect the woolly mammoth. And when you thought cow farts were bad. This tweet is unavailable. Why is everybody deleting their shit? Gone. Everybody's just gone. Scientists in Germany potty train cows to reduce greenhouse gas. They are absolutely 100% in on these fucking cow farts. And I said it here on this podcast a long time ago. I think the human farts are the much bigger fucking problem. But nobody wants to have that conversation yet besides, well, Bill Gates. But I'm only kidding. Growing medicine-filled plants to replace injections. We've talked about on this podcast before. They want to medicate mosquitoes and fucking just release them to, jab by mosquito. And basically by salad or mosquito, you're going to get your fucking shot. You're going to take your fucking medicine.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
What could go wrong?
And just, what else could they put in there? You have to ask the question, what if they didn't want to be nice? What if there was a nefarious purpose? What if, another country entity, fucking wanted to hurt a lot of people? What could go wrong?
Makes me think of Lyme disease, right? I mean, obviously there's nothing proven, no connections with Lyme disease, but it doesn't take much to infer.
China
Like
wants
it. Tenflix in chat says, to be honest, some level of this sounds kind of dope. Like, you gonna tell me you don't like the idea of Vicodin apples?
No, man, the pills aren't my bag, man.
Or Adderall fucking bananas?
Yeah, I really don't fuck with the pharmaceuticals at all, man. At all.
Me either.
That's not my thing at all. Never has been.
Well, it's like weed, THC. You know what I mean? Medicated plants are already a thing. Yeah, I hear they've been putting THC in the weed for years. That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah, they have. Back in some folks' day, they used to smoke Acapulco Gold, and that shit is dirt now. All I used to hear about, girl, we used to smoke Acapulco Gold.
Right, or the
dick in the dirt. You see
the
pictures.
classic fucking Jamaican
Shit.
red hair.
That shit was dirt. So yes, they have been putting THC in the weed for years. This ain't what grandma smoked. Colonize the garbage patch. Where's Greta Thunberg on this?
What do you think the ratio to masks and plastic straws is these days?
It's just giving us more and more land mass, baby.
Is this picture edited with the seahorse and the mask?
I don't remember where I
Part of
found
me,
this one.
Hope so. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that's not real. It's sad. Not that I haven't seen worse, but
Yeah,
just
no, I'm
more
pretty
is not a
sure
good thing.
I got that from a fucking real source.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's real. It's just depressing.
Wuhan scientists plan to release skin-penetrating nanoparticles containing novel chimeric spike proteins of coronaviruses into cave bats 18 months before the pandemic. Probably why your masks don't work.
I mean, to be clear, that I believe that they were applying for grants and they were turned down for those grants, but it seems to paint a picture.
Doesn't mean they just, they were applying to get some extra money, but it doesn't mean they didn't just slide it onto something else.
Right.
You know, okay, we can't get the big money for this, but we kind of want to do this research. Time is always now. There's no better time than now. Yeah, this was a good one. Bill Gates was asked about, all of his dealings with Jeffrey Epstein, and he replied, "Well, he's dead."
You're not, Bill. Tell some stories.
At that time, that you had a number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, who, when you met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. What did you know about him when you were meeting with him, as you've said yourself, in the hopes of raising money?
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people
Children.
he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off.
Smug, lying motherfucker. He cannot keep a straight face. And he doesn't know what to do with his hands either.
It was reported that you continued to meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out?
Did you ever get a massage?
Background?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful. And I'm
glad he's dead.
Of what we've done in philanthropy, very proud of the work of the foundation. That's what I get up every day and focus on.
Look at that fucking face, man.
Tenflick says, "Listen, leave Billy alone for like 6 months. I need a full 11 release and a 1.1 patch before he can go down." Right? This interview itself, it's almost an episode in itself. Like Tenflick says, I could riff on this alone for hours.
It's unreal. It's unreal. Oh man.
Yeah,
they're just dinners. They're just fundraising dinners. That's all. Because people don't talk.
I'm very proud of the philanthropic work we've done.
None of us had any idea what was going on. There was just so many of us on this dude's plane and on this dude's island, and none of us ever saw a little kid or were offered anything. It's preposterous.
What did you talk about in your 12 meetings with Jeffrey Epstein? Well, he's dead. So.
How fucking convenient.
Bill Gates has no idea how to interact with other humans.
But of course not. Of course he doesn't. He's one of those socially awkward fuckers that we were, hearing about in that Mouse Utopia, the outcast. Yeah. And then he worked his way up to the ivory tower.
Tenflick says, quote, "Did I think it odd that the waitstaff were supple 14-year-olds? Sure, but I regret those things. And Jeffrey was a mean fellow who's now deceased."
Jeffrey assured me that all of these girls had been ID'd. And then they fed me grapes. But they were 3D printed grapes. We're saving the environment. It was all about philanthropy.
I'm very proud of our philanthropic endeavors.
Yeah, a little dig on Mr. Walsh here. Matt Walsh's kids don't use the internet. They don't have phones. They don't play video games. We are forcing them to have a real childhood full of imagination and physical play with scraped knees and the rest of it. Matt Walsh is a dictator living in the past. Wise up, old man, and stop handicapping your children. You can't hide the real world from them. Your fear and ego highlight your faults as a parent. Keep stealing my shit, bro.
Right? we got some
Steal
smoke
that.
with Matt Walsh.
Steal that, Matt Walsh.
For anybody that isn't aware or hasn't followed us that closely, we started a GoFundMe for AOC's grandma who was having troubles after the hurricane in Puerto Rico. And the next day, Matt Walsh did the same thing and stole all our smoke.
And he absolutely saw it. I was posting that shit everywhere. He absolutely saw it. Got the timestamps. Be real with your kids, America. Be real with your kids. You don't need to coddle them. I mean, every so often there are, based on your kid's fucking maturity level, but if you're treating your, not coddling your fucking kids, stop coddling them at an earlier age. They would fucking mature. They could have a childhood and live in the fucking real world.
Not going to be there
I
forever.
think we should build up Haiti. Great food, amazing people. The constant bombardment of earthquakes and hurricanes tell me maybe we should stop building Haiti. In my Norm Macdonald voice. Spend that money here on infrastructure or fuck, even reparations. Stop building Haiti.
Part of me thinks Haiti's going to be like where people go to run away from here because it's already destroyed. You know what I mean? Can't get much worse than immediately after a hurricane.
It'd always be worse than Haiti. Blow darts, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking blow darts are the
Blow
answer.
darts, yeah, that was good stuff. The memes alone from this guy were pretty fucking funny.
This guy worked probably does not work anymore for the FDA, but suggested that the way that we get vaccine hesitant minorities vaccinated is to fly drones around and shoot them with blow darts.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is why we don't want economists making policy.
Insane. Chinese defector claims first COVID outbreak was intentional. Virus was spread in October 2019 at the Military World Games in Wuhan, 2 months before China notified the rest of the world. And
supposedly there's
forward.
More than one Chinese defector too. I believe there's 2 or 3 at this point.
Flash forward, or flashback, 18, 20 months ago, when we were first getting laid off of work. COVID.
You're breaking up again, Red.
Fast, rewind 18 fucking 20 months ago when people were just starting to get laid off because of COVID. It was like January, February-ish. And we were all having this conversation at that same time, before we even knew what COVID was really. We were still, everybody was still trying to fucking figure all that shit out. None of the information was really even out yet. But we all had this conversation at work. Fuck, I think we all passed this around in October.
Yeah, literally.
And we've real conversations that we've had fucking damn near 2 years ago now. And the truth comes out, and when I see something like this, it is absolutely fucking believable because something was going around in October.
Yeah. And I mean, like real time in the end of October, beginning of November, we were having conversations about these, pretty much these exact things. It's wild.
Yep. Accident or not, I don't know. It's more and more like not to me. I see plenty of reasons, plenty of ways profits were made off of this, you know, and the evidence is pointing to me is, you know, pandemic is looking more and more like the reality.
I personally think I still think it came from the lab. I think it escaped on accident, and then they just used it. They weren't going to bear the burden of the disease by themselves, so they had no problem with it spreading throughout the world. December 2019, your entire family had it. Red April Dawn says in chat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's official now that it was here in December. I think November is the earliest confirmed case at this point. I could be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I just looked up and saw the fucking meme.
It is funny, but I sort of took a problem with these particular memes being redone. I think doing these it takes away and cheapens the seriousness of the actual pictures that motherfucker had in his house. Like, I don't want the real paintings to be lost in fucking translation, to be lost in fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, as good as this is, there's some real fucking questions that need to be asked regarding the art and the fucking and timely death of one.
Yeah, for anybody who
Jeffrey
doesn't
Epstein.
know, the original painting was of Bill Clinton, and I believe they found it in Jeffrey Epstein's New York fucking condo.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
And there's
It was
one
Bill
with
Clinton
George W.
wearing
Bush.
the blue dress.
Yeah, and there's one with George W. Bush sitting cross-legged on the floor, throwing paper airplanes at Jenga towers. Very the Clinton one too, as well. It's bad vibes, man, bad vibes. Like when I watch the fucking Kennedy assassination footage, just terrible vibrations. Thing that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. There's some real wisdom there. One of the reasons why I feel that I'm so spot on, and also why I'm so great at one of my jobs, dealing with the fucking public. Because I can put myself in your shoes. I know you. Because I know me. I can imagine, I can relate, and I treat everybody with a certain dignity and a certain respect, because in reality, I am just dealing with myself. Digest that one. Take that, Cerno. You fake enlightened bitch.
Didn't take any mescaline for you to fucking come up with these ideas.
A lot of psilocybin, but my ego does not rule me.
It seems as though we have a nervous Bill Gates in the waiting room in Discord. We're almost done. I think we're catching up pretty quick here.
Yeah. Rolling into 2022. Like, this video is fucking nuts.
Plane crashing?
They flew into each other. They both blew
I know,
up.
but it's like when they jump out, the plane is just plane straight down. Or when they
Oh,
fell
man.
out, I should say. Oh yeah, they're crashing.
Oh yeah. Rolling into 2022, be like.
Look at this guy. He's like, oh shit.
Just let
Wow.
go, dude. What are you holding on for? You have a parachute. Why are you
Yeah, that
holding
plane's
that?
only got
Holy
one
crap.
wing. There's definitely.
What are you doing? Now we got a first timer here. Oh, I fucked up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
That was
September
good shit.
13th.
I never saw that video. That's wild. I didn't want to skydive before that video.
Oh, I do. I still do.
Fuck that. If I was like, I'd skydive after, when the plane had one wing, I'd be like, all right, time to go. I wouldn't be the guy holding on.
Now, I wonder if he was religious. Seems like the most religious people are the ones that are scared to die the most. It's interesting. All that faith, all that so-called faith seems to wane away at the end. Where are we at now? We're somewhere around here. Border agents on horseback in the Del Rio sector were reminiscent of the slavery era in the U.S. They're going to put that racist horse down, aren't they? Did they put that racist horse down?
Right? That whole scenario was just like, tell me you don't know anything about horses without saying I don't know anything about horses.
Oh, this shit was good too. The View ladies getting escorted off set with Kamala for the false positive on fucking COVID. Oh, that shit was good.
I didn't see this one.
Two of you to step off for a second.
Okay. Anna and
we're going to bring
Sunny
you back later.
have to
Okay.
leave.
Yeah.
We need you to
And
get
we'll
off
tell
right
you
now.
why.
More information later. It's a tease.
We'll tell you why in a couple of minutes. So shall I introduce the vice president?
Yes.
Okay. So vice president, no.
Nope.
Okay. Shall we dance? Let's do a tap dance.
Absolutely not. There is
Since this is
COVID.
going to be a
Yeah,
major
they're
news
going
story
away,
in a
and,
minute now.
yep, she
What
is not coming.
happened is that Sunny and Anna both apparently tested positive for COVID. No matter how hard we try, these things happen. They probably have a breakthrough case, and they'll be okay, I'm sure, because they're both vaccinated up the wazoo. A lot of vaccines. So,
Hey-o. Yeah, I
Later
missed that.
came
I
out
didn't
that
see that.
it
That's
was
super, super interesting, though.
was a false positive, so they claimed. Chris Cuomo's former boss accuses him of sexually harassing her. Hashtag Cuomosexual. You can only vote for America First Republicans.
Little key for that ass.
New York may tap National Guard to replace unvaccinated healthcare workers. Marshall Medical. And
I want to come
don't
back
be
to
sup-
this after the news.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think the plan is going to be to alleviate this crisis? I've been saying this on fucking Twitter. I don't know if I passed the tweet yet or I'm to it, but yeah, in the Great Reset, there's only one job. The National Guard is going to be the only fucking job.
Yeah.
And you just better hope that you never said anything that the government disagrees with, so you can pass their new fucking vetting process.
It's like Starship Troopers, except National Guard.
So yeah, what is it? That Joy Taylor, white woman. I'll now be diagnosing those with invisible black on black syndrome. Matter. Missing, you insensitive bitch.
Missing lives matter.
Shorty. mostly.
You're breaking up again, Red, pretty bad.
Yeah, we talked about the crime statistics in 2020 as it was happening, and not just that, but the mental health issues. You know, the suicides, the youth suicides, all of this. We've talked about this at
there's
ad
two things
nauseum.
about this. The actual FBI released the 2020 crime stats, but those crime stats did not include cities like Chicago, New York City, or New Orleans. So the 30% increase is in reality higher.
Oh,
because Chicago, New York, and New Orleans all had greater than 35% increases. A lot of people didn't know that the report did not include those major cities.
Yes, it's the FBI. It's their report. It's their guy in the White House. So, you know, lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saki's been
Forgot what
fucking
the second
sickening
point
me. Saki's been sickening me this fucking last fucking 2 weeks with her just fucking blatant propaganda, blatant fucking lies. Oh,
Well, she's
we know
done.
that the American
She
people,
already quit. You know what I
she
mean?
did quit.
She said that she's not going to be doing it past this certain point in the year, so she's on her way out. So she doesn't give a shit.
In the latest effort to combat gaming addiction, China to implement nationwide electronic ID authentication for minor gamers. When the Earth is renamed China, we have all of this to look forward to. We're all Chinese. We just don't know it yet. So start brushing up on your fucking Mandarin. Start learning calligraphy.
It's never too early to learn Chinese.
All those coding jobs, don't learning coding. Just learn that fucking calligraphy. You're gonna use it much sooner. The vaccine is from God. I need you to be my apostles. Take this vaccine, for this is my blood.
She's learning right now that religious exemptions are still a thing.
Oh, this shit's fucking great too. This shit's been blowing up a lot recently. The Australian government.
You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists. You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses, you right to jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail, right away. We have the best patients in the world because of jail. You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No.
Right away.
Does life imitate art? Art imitate life.
Chicken or egg?
If you do not wear the ribbon, jail.
Why don't you want to wear the ribbon?
Out American. Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute releases statement. Basically, he wanted to grant the unconditional release to John Hinckley, the man responsible for the attempted assassination of President Reagan. And after all, it was just a publicity stunt. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was released since then.
Here, the FBI released its uniform crime report showing that more people killed in 2020 with fists and feet that were killed with rifles of all kinds. The faces will be masked and the hands stirred in pockets. You better not pull out those fucking assault pockets. Straight to jail. Unholstered hands in public, jail. Took a knife out of the kitchen, jail. Let's see. I'm getting out Americaned. See what it looks like. What do we mean when we say out Americaned? Oh, the Project Veritas fucking videos were taken down. Some of them. The Blow Darts one is up, but they took down the fucking some of the realer ones.
Yeah, a lot of that Veritas stuff was a nothing burger, but the fetal cell line testing is pretty big. That came out one of the last videos.
I don't think that they were nothing burgers, man. I think that it showed, an instant company, and that how, these very real facts and stuff that we talk about, or, people are deplatformed and all that shit for, are conversations that are being fucking had behind these closed doors in these fucking companies. And, like the one guy saying that you don't need to vaccinate your kids, or
yeah, but I mean, at what point is that just their own personal beliefs instead of the beliefs of the institution that they're working for? You know what I mean? They're not on the record representing the companies when they say those things.
But if half the shit that their company tried saying was true, don't you think these people, they'd have all the information, and it would be in their belief structure? What else is that? What was the other guy saying? Oh yeah, about how they're doing the research right now on the enlarged hearts, because he basically disclosed that no real investigation into that has been even done. And they're doing an experiment outside a house right now, trying to find the fucking connection. I thought that was hugely fucking telling, that this thing is FDA approved, and they did not even look at fucking side effects. They blatantly didn't. And then when people start trying to talk about, the enlarged hearts, you get fucking deplatformed. You get a fucking misinformation tag put on your shit. I think all of that was very fucking telling, very eye-opening. You could see the bullshit game that they're fucking playing.
No, yeah, I agree with that. The censorship of the conversations are way overboard.
You should never compare Joe Biden to a Catholic, because he's not one. That's the only thing Joe Biden has going for him, is that he's not Catholic.
I mean, kind of true. His base is not voting for him because he's a Catholic. And also, he's not a Catholic.
U.S. successfully flight tests Raytheon hypersonic weapon. Business is sonic booming. The arrested suspect in the Antifa shooting in Olympia. After the shooting, he ran into a nearby alley, discarded his black block uniform, found that he has direct ties to Antifa. Man is shot by an eye for not wearing the ribbon.
Yeah, how much you bet that this guy's just gonna get a slap on the wrist?
He was an FBI informant, or he is now, if he wasn't already. Number of homicides in the U.S. rose nearly 30% in 2020. Mostly peaceful 2020. Here we go. Fixing the port union problem. Those jobs will go to the National Guard. All jobs will be, all essential fucking jobs are going to be National Guard.
I mean, it's the way it's lining up, man. Definitely.
Here, today's the deadline for in Chicago for the cops to disclose their vaccine status. And
what does
I wonder,
Pritzker say, the governor? National Guard.
Yeah, exactly.
He said it yesterday that the National Guard, that he's planning on activating them if needed.
If they don't show up to work today, we'll see what happens tonight.
They said
it might
50% of Chicago police might not be available this weekend. And how smart is it to be advertising that 50% of police will not be on the job this weekend?
It's going to be a spooky night. I'll say it that way. It's going to be quite fucking spooky tonight. And of course, I have plans to go out and be out on the fucking town tonight too. So
hopefully not in the city of Chicago.
Here's another reason that maybe some of the store shelves will be empty this year. And remember, Biden did say to start Christmas shopping early. Maybe that's all these folks are doing here. But another reason shelves are empty nonetheless.
Look at this. Wow.
Biden's America.
That guy's just like, wow.
Insane.
It's that easy. I could have been doing this the whole time.
I've been paying this whole time.
Right now.
I got to talk to my guidance counselor.
Look at this. Look at this. Insane, TJ.
Many such cases.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot worse than that tonight if 50% of the cops aren't on the job.
This guy right here.
Eli, Manning casts were fucking amazing. If you watch football, definitely when they fucking come back on, there's on ESPN2, there's a broadcast where it's him and Peyton. And it is fucking gold. And this man, he's talking about playing. And it's like you walk in the stadium and it's like this 7-year-old kid giving you double birds. And he just fucking does it on live TV. It's amazing. Football insight is so fucking good. And then he just got the fucking comic right here. And it's fucking great. Highly recommended. Oh, yeah, this is a good one too. Project Lincoln tried to attack Boebert. Boebert said she woke up with a headache this morning, took some Tylenol. Now, if everyone else could take some Tylenol too, so mine would start working, that would be great. Project Lincoln says, I'm surprised you managed to get past the child safety lock on the bottle. And I chimed in with, Project Lincolns are, of course, pros at getting around child safety. That's why they found that so funny.
Too easy. Like, you set them up, we'll knock them down. Good stuff.
Here. This guy says he does not think parents should be telling schools what they should teach.
This is a big race too. This is for the Virginia governor race that happens next month. Everybody, basically everybody is looking at this as like the precursor for the midterms.
More shootings in the loop so far this year than all of 2020, which the numbers in 2020, as we have shown, were already too damn high. Mostly peaceful 2021, the sequel. Oh shit.
Joe Biden doesn't care about Chicago people.
Joe Biden does not care about black people. We're doing this all over again.
3.5 children equal 0.
That's it.
Because that makes sense.
And any of the geniuses that don't need to do research explain this one. Surely the most popular president in history. Supporter who understands this math. I put that on my Facebook as well, and I could not find one. Nobody willing to take it. Like all before the election, the commie bait was getting bites. You know, the commies were fucking happy to fucking broadcast themselves and to come out. It's so hard to get a commie to bite these days. They are in hiding. Fucking hypocrisy from Ted Cruz. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's impeding fucking progress. And again, why the Republican Party is just stagnating.
I think it's more Ted Cruz. You know, he just found the next set of coattails to place himself on.
Mm-hmm. CDC implements study on gun violence. The Second Amendment vaccine is coming at warp speed.
I heard this. I heard this the other day. I don't remember where or from who, but they said that that they're going to use the same strategy to go against guns. So that might be closer than might be pretty accurate. Liz Cheney. I hear Liz Cheney is going to be endorsing Democrat candidates.
Cheney thanks Milley for investing in her future and ensuring that she can pick up her father's torch, as did GW. You know, with this cyclical nature of history repeating itself as it has been, you know, she is I will not be shocked at all. I'm looking forward to another decade down the road when she gets into office and tries to liberate fucking Afghanistan, clean up her daddy's fucking work, as did GW. Say, where'd he try to kill your father, son? You're trying to kill my... For anybody that forgot that we've already been here before. Oh yeah, Millie did a great job evacuating. Those people, kids flying off the back of that plane. Everything was just handled beautifully. Definitely didn't create more fucking enemies and more terrorists with that fucking debacle, right? Certainly didn't bring any fucking home, you know, because we vetted everybody that we brought on those planes here. Surely there's no child brides or worse on those unvetted planes. Mission fucking accomplished.
This meme's going to get a lot of use, I think.
We have been here before, everybody. But don't let it get down, you know, don't let it bring you down, because we can easily fucking right this ship in a fucking second. But come on, man. Come the
You're posting that shit everywhere. Huh?
Yeah, because that's how Walsh ended up stealing the fucking AOC GoFundMe. So I'm like, fuck it. America is under attack. It's a good one too. Fuck it, somebody put Greta Thunberg on David Hogg, and I was like, yeah, that sort of looks like old Giorgio. It's a 3 meme. It's a 3 for 1 right here. It's a rare one. It's holographic. Blah blah blah. There we go. I made that one too. Dog is gaining on laundry while the FBI trains OSHA's response team. Coming in like fucking Monsters Inc. Fucking chasing after socks and shit. Somebody coughed in the boardroom. Military unit tracks guns using tech that could aid foes. A tracking tag, basically, that they put on some of the guns could let even low-tech enemies detect troops on the battlefield.
Was that part of their like fucking inventory system?
But yet, I bet you,
Know where the guns are.
yeah, I wonder if any of the guns that were left behind in Afghanistan had this shit on them, because that would have been beneficial. I mean, you know, but probably not. Probably not. Everything that could have been fucking done. Everything that, yeah, nothing could have been done any worse, basically. Yep. First, the National Guard work the hospitals, then deliver your mail, followed by the rest of the essential jobs. The National Guard is the only job after the Great Reset. September 30th. That one's going to end up coming back. What is this one? Pity the beautiful ones. Take authority as truth instead of truth as authority. Why climate change is making it harder to chase fall foliage. I thought it was just the travel restrictions. Silly me. We are incarnated in stardust, Graham Hancock, and I wanted to maybe make my own and incarcerated in stardust, and it definitely feels like it these days. Oh, old Beetlejuice is on CNN right now talking about suing the police union. I'm aware.
That should be interesting.
Oh, it says, what else? Pompeo calls for prosecution of sources who spoke to Yahoo News and plans about the plans to kidnap or kill Assange. This guy did not learn his lesson and just keeps doubling the fuck down. Those 30 people who allegedly spoke to those reporters, they should all be prosecuted for speaking about classified activity inside the CIA. Or we could just, act as if, act like all fucking truth fucking come to light.
I think you're breaking up again. I only heard a couple words there.
I think it's beneficial to us as a species on this fucking planet to at least try to do away with the fucking cloak and dagger bullshit. And I am aware that that espionage is real and there's a lot of shit that's going on, but and we simply can't just drop what we're doing while the rest of the world fucking keeps the fucking game going. But we should definitely fucking attempt to do away with this fucking cloak and dagger fucking nonsense. There's just no fucking benefit to it. These secrets, obviously there are no fucking secrets anymore. Everything fucking does come out one way or another, so, and that's progressed even further now to people's fucking statues and fucking all that shit getting canceled. So why not just live right? Why not try to fucking ruin lives of people for telling the fucking truth and doing actual reporting, letting human what the fuck is that we're actually doing here? Where we try to not be as big pieces of shit because the world is watching. Pompeo was growing on me a little bit, and then he I backed right the fuck off after seeing this shit.
Yeah, he's stepping out more. I think he's planning on running in
He
24, I think.
He absolutely is, and yeah, he's like Mike Pence frightening. He's like Gay Zapper frightening. Frightening. They can't stop the shooting, so at least stop the bleeding. Chicago is installing bleeding control kits around the city in gun violence fight. They're just gonna, especially now too, they're gonna, the cops aren't there. They're gonna just replace them with medics. We're not gonna have any police. We're just gonna have somebody come stitch you up, get you back in the fight. Fucking war out here. It's a fucking funny ass video. Fucking Jimmy Kimmel and Ted Cruz were going at it, and there's this video of Ted Cruz schooling Jimmy Kimmel in a fucking basketball tournament. It's fucking hilarious. Some old Louis C.K. There's a dude in your pussy, you get to kill him. I think that's pretty fundamental. You're allowed to kill somebody if they're in your house. I miss Louis.
That's pretty old Louis too, ain't it?
Yep, I fucking miss it. Cancer survivors fed up with the toxic positivity. Yeah, this story really fucking pissed me off. Toxic positivity, which he defines as an overemphasis on the idea that our mindsets determine our reality. I got nothing but problems with this whole fucking thing from CNN here. Everything is, if you do science out there, if you science long enough and hard enough, you're going to come to an understanding that physical matter does not exist. It's not fucking real. We're tiny millions and fucking unknown amount of number of tiny molecules vibrating up against each other. All the sensation, everything that you see, hear, feel, it's all chemicals in your brain, and even further than that, fucking, maybe even less than that, just vibrations. Everything originates in your mind. Light is created in the eye. It's all everything is fucking mind. It is consciousness. So saying something like this, it's yikes, man. I thought that the slave think of modern religion, you're a powerless, hopeless fucking sinner that needs to be saved, was bad. Now, positive thinking and being the master of your own domain as well is yikes. Yikes, man. Some people are just, they want to be fucking miserable, and you can really fucking tell, they want to be down in their fucking pits. As well as this being an ad for anti-fucking depressants, obviously.
It's pretty weird just talking about toxic positivity. That's a new idea to me.
Yeah, I was really, really fucking upset by this whole fucking perspective here. Like, pretty much everything that I fucking stand for and try to fucking talk about, and in my great work, I talk about this shit while I'm at work with fucking people, lifting them up. You can do it if you want to. You can do anything in the world that if you truly want to do it, and most people do, people, crackheads out there with absolutely no money, but they get that rock every day. Why? Because it's what they truly fucking want. People fucking do and get what they fucking want. You just have to want it. You just have to want to do better, be happier. And it isn't, yeah, you know, like the new age shit, you know, about manifesting shit in the universe. The universe doesn't give you anything, just like praying to God doesn't do anything. You do it. If you're fucking saying that prayer every day, it's the repetition. You are making a conscious effort to fucking get it. You are creating the fucking opportunities. And this is just blatantly trying to fucking mislead people and to fucking spread gloom and fucking doom and hopelessness. Fuck CNN. From the bottom of my heart. Something unexpected is happening at U.S. military bases. All those unvetted Afghan evacuees are simply leaving the base before getting resettlement services. Just leaving. Fear, angry whites. Here's that quote, the last Republican president. We might have time to fucking get this in here. I don't know if it's going to play in here. I do got to get ready to go shortly too, though. Fuck. Yeah, let me see if I could go to StreamYards and do a fucking share screen on that. Because this is the one that I thought I was fucking playing earlier that I wanted.
Fuck Paul McCartney.
So we get that up. So this is from November 15th, 2020. You bring up that next screen. It's out here because this is the one where we were both spot on here, and I like what you said at the fucking end of this too. Sort of do a lot of the stuff.
This was all the fucking game. This was all to lead us towards the idea.
And I'm on cam. Look at that.
They allowed him to fucking get in there. I mean, obviously, and it wasn't to fucking to work with him and, you know, to fucking do his shit. It was to fucking further destroy our fucking political process and our fucking ideologies, basically to quit and give up and give into the idea.
Yeah, I think
because everybody that's out there right now, there's no hope for the Republican Party. There is no next Trump. You know what I'm saying? He's 70 fucking something years old.
This is the rebirth of the Republican Party as a patriotic middle class party.
There needs to be one, a real one. Otherwise, otherwise shit isn't gonna go anywhere. Somebody needs to emerge.
It's definitely switched roles because the Republican Party, the reason why people never liked them was they were old money. It was the old money party. You know what I mean? Like the Republican, their last names have been in America since the 1600s. You know what I mean? It was never about race. It was about class. And
the old money
have all of it.
The old money, old money switched sides. The old money switched sides because there's more control on the left.
Well, now on the left is the party of the big money. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Money,
no, I'm saying. But the old money is about control. So they're hiding. They're hiding exactly. They're hiding behind the idea because the old money is the idea. So the old money jumped over there, and they're using it just like the fucking new money. You know,
it's definitely on that side now. But I think you're right about there being a plan to implement the idea. But I think it started whenever Obama won in Illinois, being the senator in Illinois. That was like step one of their plan.
It started with the Clinton administration, dude, destroying America. They had Clinton on a pedestal. They made him, he was Hope Man. You know what I'm saying? America was great in the 90s, and they destroyed him. And ever since then, it was GW, who was a fucking child, a buffoon, and a mockery the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
And then
that like the coward Republicans, that was
Yeah,
the age of
they-
them.
they
Even though he was a man and like
Yeah.
bombing people, but
they started this fucking agenda with Clinton, and it's been fucking going ever since. Where we,
I think it was after that. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't think Clinton was his own man. I think he was part of the machine.
well, are you
too.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you
Wasn't he,
kidding
like,
me?
living in a tree when he met Hillary? Wasn't he like a hippie, like living literally in a treehouse or something like that when he met Hillary?
Dude, if
She's
any
the machine. She's Chicago trained
Oh.
by fucking Alinsky. You know what I mean?
he is I don't know, man. If anybody's a mind slave, it's Bill Clinton's a fucking prime fucking candidate.
I think that was Obama.
Well, no,
And
because they start, because before it was, it was baby steps. So you have to inch it and steer it to
Exactly.
a certain way.
Well, do you ever? I mean, you've heard the Yuri Bezmenov thing before, right?
I'm not sure.
The guy on the new Cold War at the beginning, the Russian dude that's talking.
All right.
Well, he says basically you only need one generation to take over a country. But what they did was they spent 3 decades here setting up for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
allowing
when
fucking thousands, if not millions of fucking people into the fucking country and for votes,
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's all a part of the plan, but Trump wasn't a part of it. He was the surprise. He was.
You think the Republicans are going to get with the times and start flipping to a pro?
Not all of them.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Because you got to think the way, if what I think is going to happens, then a lot of Republicans are going to go down too. It's not going to be fucking.
I don't know, man. I'm not
one-sided.
I'm not convinced any such arrests or anything's gonna fucking happen, man. Orange Man's running out of fucking time for action.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is that that we're gonna know pretty soon either way,
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be really soon. If I'm wrong, then we got the rest of our lives to get used to the plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm right, it's gonna be like 2 weeks, and we're gonna know if it's go time or not.
Yeah. We're gonna find out if all your faith in this man is to be redeemed.
Yeah. But that's what I was telling my girlfriend the other night. It was like, if I kind of have to believe that there is the good guy out there. You know what I mean? But if I'm wrong, I'm just going to feel shitty about where we are. You know what I mean? It's just going to be a return to where I was 4 years ago. It's like, I'm just completely upset about the way things have gone in this country.
But
we're literally going to go back to then, because everything that Trump was able to do, basically everything that he did, was all with just his fucking signature. He didn't really go through the Congress much. So everything that's executive ordered is just going to be fucking crossed out. Biden's just going to come through with a cancel jam.
He's going to absolutely do everything in his power to flood this country with fucking millions of more votes. He's going to make sure that that another election is never even close, whether they cheat or not.
Yep. Yeah, this is the last chance to stave off the idea, I think.
It may be. It very well may be, but at the same time, the left can't meme, and when they're getting bullied at the fucking bread line, we could always big brother their ass and be like, hey, why don't we go back to what we were doing before?
To me, it's like the people on the left, they don't understand that once I'm gone, you're next, bro.
Yeah.
What'd you think about re-listening to that?
That's old school.
It's fucking eerie, man. It's eerie how some of that shit came true. Fucking happening. Very fucking eerie.
Yeah, it's been par for the course. I mean, you could see shit coming. You should be able to.
Should be able to, but 81 million people got hoodwinked. At least half of them.
I mean, a lot of that's borne out in the statistics. I mean, they've had the exit polls, and they show that people didn't know about stories that were real or stories that they were told were not real, and that they may have affected their votes. And I mean, only a certain amount of that is you can only put credit into so much of that because it is exit polls and on the way out and afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But fucking media, man. Media has too much control over what people think is real.
Yep. Over thought. But that's just
how boring would it be though if it was just study after study after study after study? You know what I mean? They're just cashing in on the rage bait, the clickbait, not clickbait, so to say, but things that make people angry are the things that get the most clicks and get the most interaction.
It's hard for people to think for themselves, and I'm sure it's scary. I'm sure a lot of people have put things to the side or tried to look away and hide from so many fucking truths that, they even stop and think about, responsibility that they fucking created. It's, it's too much to even start because, it's just going to steamroll and lead to, looking in the fucking mirror. And a lot of people definitely think it was handled. It's much easier to just let some idol on TV that whose appearances you agree with and say, oh yeah, fuck it, he seems like an honorable person. I'll just believe what they say.
Yeah, I tend to stay away from talking heads in general. I don't even know about a lot of the things that are going on fucking, like you said, CNN and Fox. I just don't even look.
Yeah, I don't watch that shit.
Absolutely no interest in that garbage.
Check it out. I get enough of it coming through the cracks on Twitter. One of the things that I said in there too, though, is when things do get so bad, we could always, big brother everybody at the fucking breadlines and say, hey, wouldn't you like to go back going the other way? And, hey, we fucked up, but we can fix it. And I've sort of been revisiting that recently, basically putting out gray pill the fucking breadlines and the bloodlines, because those are going to be coming as well.
The bloodlines?
Hell yeah. The mandatory fucking blood donation. Sure, it's going to be vaccinated blood only, but so I'm sure that because I don't think they're letting unvaccinated people donate it. They are, going to go down. They're going to fucking the blood stockpiles are going up, having a shortage like every other fucking thing that's infrastructure. And yes, I stand by it. The bloodlines are coming. Welcome, Dano. We did pretty much get caught up. Got fucking Grimes breaking up with fucking Elon and reading the Communist Manifesto. What else did we get here? Basically got till October, so I think we could probably pick up from here next Friday. And I do need to jump off, get in the shower, and get ready to go. I don't know if anybody's still hanging around here. If you want to just open up the panel and bullshit for a little while.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a break and get something to eat, but I might just fucking go live again in a little bit and do an open.
All right. Well, we got through as much as we could. Hopefully, we'll get the rest of the way caught up next week and get back on fucking time. And basically, have current events, not a month's review of past events, which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Well, unfortunately, got plans tonight. I got to go out in this lawless city with no cops on the streets. So, wish me safety. Wish me luck.
Right on. Be safe out there. I wouldn't
shall.
go into the city this weekend if you're anywhere near Chicago. I'd stay away. We're averaging what, fucking 60 to 70 shootings every weekend to begin
something
with?
like that.
Summertime average, I'd say. But whatever. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you next Friday.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on this catch-up episode. Remember,